Everyone, welcome to week 9 of the Wild Woman Yoga series. I'm Lexi, and our theme for class today is embodiment. So, you will need a blanket for practice. You can fold it up so it's about this big and then place it on like a little bit lower than halfway of your mat. And that's it. Get into something comfortable, and I will meet you back. So we're going to start practice just in a comfortable seat. You could sit anywhere. I'm just sitting on my blanket to have a little more cushion. And as always, we'll just start by tuning into the breath. So invitation to close your eyes or soften the gaze to somewhere on the floor. And you can bring your hands to the knees, palms up or down, whatever feels best for you. And just begin to deepen the breath. Inhale, belly expanding. And exhale, belly releasing, navel moving towards your spine. Active belly breathing. Deep belly breathing actually stimulates the vagus nerve, which calms down your nervous system. So take advantage of that information. To settle into this space. And I invite you to bring to mind our theme for class today, embodiment. Whether you believe in spirit or a soul or just your human mind, what we are right now as we live is attached to this body. And because of that, we rely on the body. We have to abide by the body's and physical laws in order to stay grounded. Our body is made up of earthly material, and so staying grounded, connected to the earth, close to the earth, can help the body to feel at ease. And in balance. And so we'll be staying quite close to the ground today throughout most of practice, and I invite you to check in with your body maybe more frequently than you typically do. And to become aware of the ways in which your body communicates to you. And what is it saying? We can start the relationship just by tuning in and listening. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. You can open the eyes, blink the eyes open a few times maybe. And we'll start in bound angle pose. So again, I'm just staying on my blanket for a little support, but it's not necessary if you'd like to come off. It's a little buggy. So placing the soles of your feet together, pressing them together. Your knees are knocked out to the left and the right. And finding straight spine, finding length from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, and grabbing hold anywhere on the lower legs that feels comfortable, maybe on your ankles, maybe on the tops of your feet. And inhale, find length. And exhale, fold forward as much as, again, feels comfortable for you. Maintaining your deep breathing just as you begin to wake up the hips, the inner thighs. And again, coming back to this idea of listening to the body, not pushing too far, but then also being aware of when the breath can help you maybe to go a little further. Maybe a little movement side to side. Again, easing into those hips. And inhale, come up, extending the right leg out to the side, maybe at like a 45-degree angle towards the corner of your mat, and then bringing the left sole of your foot to the inside of the right thigh. Bringing the back of your right hand to the inside of the right leg, and gently sliding that right hand down towards the ankle. Doesn't have to reach the ankle, but towards the direction of the ankle, and stretching the left arm overhead towards against the ear, bicep to ear, and gently twisting the upper body as if you could shine your heart towards the sky, drawing that left shoulder blade towards the back of the room, the back of the space that you're in, and not straining at all here, just gently waking up the body. So maybe not even going as far as you technically could, just being gentle. And again, using that right arm as leverage to kind of twist the chest towards the sky. Inhaling, come up. And switch the cross of your legs. So left leg comes to extend out. So left leg comes out at about a 45-degree angle towards the corner of your mat, and inside, bringing your right foot to the inside of the left thigh, and bringing the back of your left hand to the inside of the left leg and sliding it down towards The left ankle, again, doesn't have to reach it, and then just extending the right arm up and over, bicep towards your ear. Settling into the stretch here, again, sliding down as much as feels comfortable, but not pushing yourself in this early stage of practice. And using that left hand as leverage to just twist the upper body, shining your heart towards the sky. Right shoulder blade towards the back of your space. And taking a deep breath, allowing gravity to just gently pull the upper body towards your leg. And inhaling, coming up, and exhale, just settling in. You can bring the legs out in front of you, directly in front of you. Maybe bounce them up and down just a little bit. And then bringing your right leg towards the body, bending in the knee, and grabbing a hold of your calf, your shin here, so that you're cradling the leg from your foot to your knee, cradling it like baby. And you can even rock it from side to side. Gentle movement in the hip here. And also just an opportunity to appreciate your leg, all that it has walked and carried you through. Maybe giving it one more gentle hug, and then bringing your right foot to rest on the outside of the left leg, either by the outside of the left knee, outside of the left thigh, wherever feels comfortable for you. And then hugging that right leg in with your left arm, and inhaling, right arm up towards the sky, and exhale, bringing your right fingertips behind you. With each inhale, lengthening from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And with each exhale, twisting just a little bit more towards the back. Not leaning on that right hand, just using it more for balance. So maintaining some stability in your core here. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, unwind. Maybe gently counter twist to the left side, bringing both hands to the left side of the body. And then find your way back to center, extending the right leg out in front of you, and then bringing the left leg in towards the torso, and cradling that left shin, left knee, left foot with both arms, as if it's like a small child. Maybe rocking gently from side to side. And again, just taking a moment to appreciate your leg. Really having a new perspective of each of these parts of your body, your home. Your vessel, whatever you like to call it, whatever resonates with you. It is not you, but It is where you are. And gently squeezing it into the body, one last hug, and then bringing your left foot to rest on the outside of the right leg, either by the knee or the thigh. Hugging that left leg in with the right arm. And on an inhale, extending the left arm up and bringing the left fingertips to rest behind you on an exhale. Again, you're just using the fingertips for balance here. And with each inhale, finding length. With each exhale, twisting a little bit further. And listening to your body, stopping where you feel sensation, but you still feel stable, you still feel ease, no straining. And take a deep inhale. And exhale, unwind, counter twist, bring both hands to the right side of the body and just gently twisting towards the right before coming back to center. Extending both legs out in front of you, keeping a little bit of a bend in the knees here. We're just going to do like a gentle forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, come fold forward, grabbing either on the shins, the ankles, the sides of the feet, and just letting the head go. And inhale, come up. Coming onto your hands and knees now. With your knees resting on your blanket. And then just finding a little bit of organic movement, maybe moving the hips from side to side, checking in, seeing what would feel good for you. And then bringing the hands a little more forward than you normally would in a tabletop. Giving yourself space so that you can circle the hips. Just circling the hips, just maybe starting with small circles and gradually making the circles big enough that you're brushing the mat with the tops of your thighs and brushing the calves with the back of your thighs. A little bit in one direction and then switch. And then eventually finding stillness, and we'll briefly come into a child's pose, pressing the hips back towards the heels, arms extended out in front of you, and forehead to the earth. Taking any variation that serves you, maybe the knees come out wide, maybe they come close together to support the torso. And if at any point in practice your body is telling you that it needs, or even just would like, some rest, and does not feel like doing any part of the practice, you can always come back to child's pose and just rest here until the body would like to continue. You always have that invitation, but in this practice, even more so. Coming up onto your hands and knees, back into a tabletop position. Your wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then as you're ready, you can use your hand to help bring the right foot in between your hands. And we're going to go a little bit back and forth from the lunge position and then sending the hips back to a half split position. And we'll do this just a few times, bending into the knee, the right knee, and then extending the right leg, straightening the right leg, sending the hips back. I do this in a lot of my classes. It's just a really easy and stable way to open up the hips and prepare for other poses. And next time your right leg is bent, stay here, lifting your hands off the ground and coming up into Crescent Lunge. Maybe the arms come up overhead, maybe prayer position, maybe down at your side, whatever feels best for you. Again, listening to your body. Drawing the right hip back, softening the left hip forward. And broadening the shoulders to drop them away from the ears. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to frame the right foot and send the hips back. And we'll stay here just for a bit in half splits. Flexing the toes back towards the shins. And then bending into the right knee. Sending the right knee back to meet the left. And bringing the right foot in between the hands. Again, finding this back and forth movement between lunge and half splits, bending into the right knee, and then sending the hips back and straightening the left leg. And then staying for a little bit with your knee bent, finding your alignment, ankle under knee, and then lifting the arms up overhead, or taking prayer position or arms down at your side. Drawing the right hip back, drawing the left hip back, softening the right hip forward. Broadening the shoulders. If coming very deep into this lunge is uncomfortable for you, you can always scoot that left foot back so that your right hip is directly over your right knee. Might take a little bit of the pressure off your knee in a certain way, so experiment with that, see how that feels versus having the left foot more forward. So it takes the pressure from directly beneath the knee and puts it a little bit forward here. Figure out what feels best for you. And both of those options are always available. And then bringing the hands down to frame the left foot and sending the hips back, flexing the left foot towards the shin. And we'll take a couple of breaths here in half split, breathing into the back of the left leg. And then as you're ready, coming to bend into that left leg once again, framing the left foot, and then sending the left foot back, both knees together. From here, we'll come into a downward dog. So tucking the toes, grounding into the palms and the fingertips, keeping a generous bend in the knees as you lift the knees off the floor and send the hips back, bringing your gaze in between your heels, keeping a bend in the elbows if you tend to overextend, and keeping your torso close to the thighs, straightening the legs only if your torso doesn't lift off the thighs. If it does, bend in the legs again. And then as you're ready, walking the feet slowly towards the hands, maybe coming up on the fingertips as you do that. And once you're at the top of the mat, on an inhale, finding a flat back, exhale, fold forward, and inhale all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, palms at your sides. From here, we'll do a couple of half Sun Salutations. So inhaling, arms up. Exhale, dive to the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, pull hands through heart center. Once again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, pull your hands through heart center. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, come all the way up. Palms tucked overhead. Pull your hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, planting your hands on either side of your feet, stepping back with the left foot. And staying up on the left toes, grounded in the right foot here. Ground down in the left palm. And open twist gently to the right. Right fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hand back down, framing the right foot. Finding leverage in the left foot and bring it to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale all the way up to rise. Exhale, pull your hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing the right foot back. Careful to step behind your blanket. And grounding into the right hand, staying on the right toes here. And open twist to the left. Bringing the right hand down to frame the left hand down. And then bringing the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to a flat back, exhale, fold forward. And inhale all the way up. Exhale, pull your hands through heart center. Inhale, palms touch overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Step back with the right foot. There's a little spider on my mat. He's exiting. Drop the right knee. Drop the top of the right foot. And bring your left hand to the inside of the left foot and heel toe the left foot out to the side of the mat. You can bring the hands just a few inches forward or keep them under the shoulders. Kind of find what feels good for you. We're in lizard pose here. You can kind of move the hips from side to side. You can also come onto the pinky edge of the left foot and push the left knee away from you with the left hand. If it serves you, you can come down onto your forearms. Again, checking in with the body to see what feels good for you today. As you're ready, heel toeing the left foot back in between the hands and coming up into a crescent lunge. And then swinging the right foot and shin so your right toes are facing the back corner of your mat. And opening the arms up into a modified warrior two. Keeping that left ankle stacked under the left knee. Bringing the right hand to the back of the right thigh and flipping your left palm towards the sky, reversing your warrior. And then as you come back up and exhale, straightening the left leg, maybe inching the left foot in front of you. And then once again, sliding the back of the left hand on the inside of the left leg, and extending the right arm overhead, bicep to your ear. Inhale, come up, and as you exhale, windmilling the right hand to the back of the mat, bringing the right foot towards the back of the mat as well, and coming into a side plank variation here. So your left arm is extended towards the sky. You can be on the big toe edge of your left foot, grounding in that right hand. And bringing the gaze either towards the right arm, forward, or towards the left fingertips. Finding what feels good for your neck. And then bringing the left hand down to the earth, walking the hands back towards the top of the mat. Actually, stay here, towards the back of the mat. Bringing the right toes also towards the back of the mat and finding a tabletop position. A little bit of organic movement here, whatever feels good for your hips. And then bringing the right foot in between the hands. Bringing the right hand on the inside of the right foot and then heel toeing the right foot to the edge of the mat. And either bringing the hands directly underneath the shoulders or a little bit in front of you. You may need to scoot the left leg back, finding lizard on the opposite side here. And again, maybe you move the hips from side to side. Maybe you come onto the pinky edge of your right foot and push the right knee away from you with the right hand. And if it's in your practice, you can come onto your forearms and rest there. As you're ready, bringing the right foot back in between your hands and bending into the right knee, finding Crescent Lunge on the right side. And then as you're ready, kind of swinging that left foot towards the bottom right corner of the mat, keeping your shin at an angle, and then opening the arms out side to side for a modified warrior two. Keeping that right ankle stacked underneath the right knee here. And again, finding as much bend in that knee as feels good for you. It might serve you better to stay with your shoulders stacked more over your left knee, or you may wish to bend a little bit more forward. On an inhale, bringing the left hand to the back of your left thigh and flipping the right palm towards the sky, fingertips towards the sky. And as you exhale, extending, straightening the right leg, coming onto the right heel, back of the right hand comes to the inside of the right leg, and left arm comes up overhead. Inhale, come up, swinging the left toes towards the back of the mat, coming on the big toe edge of your right foot, and planting the left arm towards the back of the mat, right fingertips towards the sky, finding a modified plank position. Again, finding a head position that feels good for you, maybe gazing down at the left hand, maybe looking forward, maybe towards the right fingertips. And as you're ready, bringing the right arm, right hand to the earth, swinging the left toes towards the back of the mat, and coming to press back into downward dog. Walking the feet towards the hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, pulling your hands through heart center. Inhale, palms touch overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Stepping back with the right foot. And this time dropping the right knee, top of the right foot, And heel toeing the left foot to the right side of the mat, and then bringing the shin to rest on the earth. Coming into pigeon pose here, you may need to walk that right foot back just a little bit, finding comfort. The foot here is pointed, but you can flex the toes back, almost like a Barbie doll foot. And finding stability. If there is a large gap between your left hip and the earth, you can actually bring the blanket up towards you and fold it so that you're bringing the earth up to meet your hip, supporting the hip a little bit. It may help you to find some stability in the pose. And once you feel stable, just staying either on the fingertips, on the palms of the hand in front of you, or if it's in your practice, you can come down to rest on the forearms, or you can come all the way down, stacking the forearms and resting your forehead on your forearms. We'll be here for a few breaths. If at any time you wish to come out of pigeon, please do that. Child's pose is always available to you. But if you can be with the sensation, just continue to breathe. As you're ready, gently coming up, removing the blanket from beneath your hip if you had it there, and then tucking the right toes, planting the hands on either side of your left leg, and sending the right leg back, your left leg back, coming into three-legged dog, and then bringing the left foot to meet the right, downward dog. From here, maybe pedaling out the feet a little bit. And then lifting the right leg towards the sky and bringing it step to between the hands. You may need to adjust your blanket a little bit. Dropping the left knee and top of the left foot. And heel toeing the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. and bringing the shin to the earth. Again, you may need to walk the left foot back just a little bit. Pointing the right foot and finding that Barbie doll. There's no other way to explain it. Barbie doll foot with your foot is pointed, but the toes are flexed back. And again, you can probably see it better here if there's this gap in between the hip and the earth. You can bring the blanket, fold it up so you can bring the earth closer to your hip, finding the support that you may need. And once you feel stable, you're more than welcome to stay here on the fingertips, just finding extension in the spine. But if it's comfortable for you, you can bring the torso down, coming to rest on the forearms, or stacking the forearms and bringing your forehead to rest on the arms. Wherever you are, just settling in, inviting stillness to the body. And if your body wants to come out of pigeon, it's always best just to come out the same way we came in. So you can just bring your right sole of your foot to the earth, walk it in between your hands, and come back into downward dog, child's pose. But if you wish to stay here, and just focus on your breath. You may find that once you're in kind of an uncomfortable position long enough, you do adjust. Which is a nice reminder that everything is temporary. Coming up, lifting the torso and unraveling this blanket that might have been supporting your hips. Planting the hands on either side of your right leg and tucking the left toes, sending that right leg back and up towards the sky, and then bringing it to meet the left foot. Stretching a bit, pedaling the feet in downward dog here. Before bringing the knees to the earth, coming to a tabletop position. And then crossing the ankles, sending the hips back, and rolling onto your seat. From here, you can remove the blanket. Maybe you just place it to the side or at the edge of your mat. And coming to about the middle of your mat here, bringing the shins up, feet together, toes pointed, arms about parallel to the shins here, and then gently lowering down onto your back slowly. If you have more core strength than me, slowly. Until you're resting on your back. From here, bringing the soles of the feet to the earth, knees towards the sky, crossing the right heel onto the left knee, and extending the left foot, toes towards the sky, grasping the back of the left thigh, or maybe the back of the left calf, and just pulling the left leg towards the body. Lowering the left foot sole to the earth, releasing the hands, and keeping that right ankle on the left knee. And then lowering the whole unit of your legs over to the left side, finding a gentle twist. Maybe the gaze comes to the right. And then bringing legs back to center, head back to center, and switching the cross of the legs. So right sole comes to the earth, left ankle to the right knee, extending the right foot up towards the sky, grasping behind the right thigh, right calf, in a reclined figure four position. You may wish to flex the right foot back towards the shin as you pull the right leg towards your abdomen. And then lowering the right sole to the earth, releasing the hands, and lowering the whole of the legs towards the right. Maybe bringing your gaze towards the left. If you experience shaking in any of the poses really, and there's no pain, just shaking, just allow it to happen. Sometimes it's just your body's way of releasing. Just one of the ways that our body communicates to us. And as you're ready, bringing the head back to center, legs back to center, both soles to the earth. And extending the legs out long, maybe extending the arms overhead briefly. Just give your arms a stretch before settling. Arms at your side, palms up towards the sky, bringing the legs about as wide as the mat, bringing the arms a little ways away from the body, making space for the whole body, releasing in the stomach, no holding, no tension. When we hold tension in the body, we are telling ourselves that we have to be ready for something, ready for some activity, we have to be afraid. There's nothing to fear in this moment, so just release, relax, and come into Shavasana. Beginning to deepen the breath and bringing small movement to the fingers and toes. Maybe stretching the body long or drawing in tight. Before coming onto one side of the body and gently, as you're ready, pushing yourself up to a seat. And I invite you to bring to mind our theme of embodiment. So much of our wild, instinctual nature lives in the body. It speaks the language of the body. But it can be difficult to be in our body. So you may wish to ask yourself, what keeps me out of my body? What resistance do I have to being in my body? And what and how is my body communicating with me? So much of our day is commanding our body to do certain things, to be certain things. But it can also be of value to just listen and create space for the body to speak to us. We'll end our practice with a short pranayama, which can be especially helpful if you're facing any kind of like anxious feelings or feeling very in your head and you want to return to the body. Plug your ears with your thumbs. I'm not going to do that because I do have earphones in, but if you can, plug the ears with your thumbs and then cover the eyes with the rest of your fingers. You can close the eyes as well. So you're just going to take an inhale, and on your exhale, hum out with your mouth closed throughout the duration of your exhale. So inhale and exhale. Keeping your ears plugged if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Releasing the hands down to the knees, called the bhramari breath. It can be a useful tool for you going forward. I thank you for sharing practice with me. I hope that you are well. Namaste.